Well, it's Monday, the first official work day of the week. Today being the 21st day in the month of October 2019. Thank you very much for joining us this morning on the platform. This is the platform, the pinnacle of all discussions right here on FLO 94.9 FM. This is the flow of God's own state. Well, the platform is a program that comes up on radio every Monday, every Wednesday, and also every Friday. My name is Michael Oni. Yeah, this morning we're taking a look at the Niger Delta Development Commission. What's about it? Well, I know you will have an idea if you're very conversant with the news, the direction of our discussion this morning. But if you do not know, Niger Delta Development Commission is the federal government agency established by Nigeria president, a former president of this country when he was in power in year 2000. President Olusegun Obasanjo, with the sole mandate of developing the oil-rich Niger Delta region of this country, Nigeria. Well, that commission is under question today as the current president, President Muhammadu Buhari, ordered a forensic audit of the operations of the Niger Delta Development Commission from 2001 to 2019. Well, he said that decision followed the persistent criticisms of the operations of the commission. And the president gave this directive after receiving governors of the states that make up the NDDC, led by Governor Siriake Dixon of Bayelsa State. Now, we're taking a look on that call. Is there a need for an audit in the Niger Delta Development Commission? What are the things to look out if there is going to be an audit? These and are some of what we form our discussion this morning on the program, the platform. And joining me is the former secretary to Abia State Government and also a former commissioner for information, Chief Raf Egbu. Good morning to you, Chief.
Yes, thank you, and it's my pleasure to be here.
You happen to be from Okwa West.
Okwa West, that's
yes,
right, precisely.
One of the local governments.
No, the only. It's good to put records straight.
Okay.
My people have suffered a lot. The only local government with functional oil wells for today.
But we do have two or three local governments?
No, I'm not talking producing areas. I said with functional oil wells.
You say with functional
we like that politics. Very interesting.
All right, but before we move on to the discussion this morning, we need to listen to the president speak about this himself. What he said, that what was presently on ground in the south region, and of course the oil producing state, which Abia State is also one of those states, do not justify the huge resources that has been made available to the agency. The president admitted that developing the Niger Delta area required enormous resources compared to other parts of the country with further lands. And let's listen to the president speak about this issue, and we will be right back to take a chief's opinion and of course to take your opinion on this issue this morning on the program.
I mean, you just can't say you spend so many billions and then when you go, it's only the lagoon you see, and so you don't see the structures that are claimed to have been done. They also use consultants, so the consultants must prove to be they were competent, and not like what the Minister of Niger Delta said that they will just put asphalt on top of brown mud, and then when the rain comes, it carries it away.
He then wields the big stick.
We are putting so much money, especially the NDDC. We have asked for a forensic audit of what has been happening because the amount of money which the federal government is religiously allocating to NDDC, we would like to see the results on the ground. And those that are responsible for that, I think, will eventually be asked to explain certain issues.
Those responsible for what the president highlighted will be asked to explain the issues. He said something very funny there. In a situation, you're laying asphalt on a brown mud. Anyways, let's listen to some opinions. Reactions have been trailing that particular directive. And of course, an Niger Delta activist, Joseph Eva, commended that move. Let's listen to him. Then we'll start the discussion proper on the program this morning.
Well, the president is right. But the forum where he's coming up with this probe matter is what worries us, especially those of us from Niger Delta, because our governors went there not to go and talk about the problem of Niger Delta or the NDC. They went there to ask the president or told the president, you did not carry us along in this your recent announcement of NDC board.
Is that what they went there to do?
That was what they told us. Even they held a press conference before now, when the president was away. He told the whole world that when the president returned back, when the president returned to Nigeria, they will meet him over the NDC board appointment. Unacceptable. Why?
As the MD or as the chairman?
As the MD or the chairman. Even from time immediately, even after this.
Well, we're still taking reactions as it concerns the president's call that there should be auditing, proper auditing. There will be looking into books of the Niger Delta Development Commission. Now, the APC caucus, talking about the APC chairman in the southeast and also the south-south, they've spoken and they are saying, well, it is the way to go. And, joining us this morning is Donatus Wankwa, the APC chairman in Abia State. And, of course, also the chairman of the Southeast APC chairman, that caucus. Good morning to you, chairman.
Good morning, my brother.
All right, you're welcome to the program, Honorable Donatus Wankwa. Now, let's quickly take a look at what the president said about the Niger Delta Development Commission. They need to look at the books. Do you agree with the president?
Yes, my brother, see, the NDDC technically is a child of circumstance. And the circumstance that brought the NDDC into being is because there is need to look at that bird that bears the golden egg, and we need to develop the Niger Delta region of this country. After some restive and calamitous situation, it became necessary and imperative that something must be done to elevate and ameliorate the crisis and the sufferings of the Niger Delta. And that is why NDDC came up. And recently, NDDC as an interventionist agency, a lot of funds has been appropriated to it. A lot of funds is being said to have been expended by NDDC. But at the moment, the Niger Delta, the 9 Niger Delta states that constitute the NDDC, if you make a comparative analysis of the funds that have been expended and said to have been invested into those states through the NDDC, you'll find out that it is a far cry from what is on ground. There has been a lot of exhibition of extravagance, squandermonia, and basic mismanagement in NDDC. And it's not just that there is people, it's not for the purpose of witch hunting, but it's not for the purpose of correcting a lot of things. So that people will not see NDDC as that body, that Father Christmas that has no responsibility to the infrastructure development of the area. The NDDC is supposed to be a cooperative and collaborative agency to assist the state governments within the north, that's the Niger Delta region, assisting them and assisting the federal government intervention in those areas. But at the moment, my brother, we've not really seen what is expected of that interventionist body. And also, the press release down, I want to make a clarification. What we said is that every board member appointed that was not part of the period on the investigation, every board member appointed that was not involved within the period of investigation, to avoid a situation where you use the subterfuge of investigation to strangulate the proper and the effective representation of all the areas in NDDC. Because one of the important factors in NDDC is the problem of representation. Every state, there must be people who know the problem of their people. There must be people who are speaking from the grassroots. There must be people who know the villages and the hinterlands.
Okay, so just a moment, Chairman.
To avoid a situation where you're saying because you're investigating them, it will be run by a sole administrator.
Honorable Donatus. Just a moment.
Part of the period of investigation.
Just a moment now. You mentioned the problem of misrepresentation And you're saying that the right person should represent the state at the board level of the NDDC. Now, in Abia State, it was reported that you kicked against the nomination of Unwogu as the board member of the NDDC. Can you make clarifications about that?
Unwogu is part of the period of the investigation. And what we are saying is that everybody that is not part of the period of the investigation should be inaugurated. But those within the period of investigation, because the investigation is in 2019, which Wogu was part of it. Secondly, we have been talking about qualitative representation. That's an august body with a lot of intellectuals, with a lot of technocrats, with a lot of sound and specialized minds. And it's not a place where you come to learn jobs.
Okay, so you're saying that, well, let's take a look at it politically. Some are saying it's because Unwogu is not a member of a particular faction of the APC in Abia State. Yes, that is why he's being kicked against. Okay.
Is there a faction in Nigeria? He is the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
You will understand that there are internal politics, even if a party.
The president of Nigeria is President Muhammad Buhari, recognized by law.
Okay.
When somebody, is there a faction in PDP? Is there a factional governor of Abia State? So the issue of faction is just when some people want to entertain themselves and engage in children's variety and some kind of juvenile delinquency. They talk about faction. What is faction?
Okay, let's me rephrase my question. Honorable
I'm recognized by Congress. I'm recognized by the national body. I conducted elections and brought in senators, federal house, and state assembly. So I don't want to talk about faction.
Okay,
there could be people who, for one reason or the other, that is not the area of Wogu. Let Wogu give you his credentials.
Let me agree with you that there is no faction, but it's been said that the party does not support the nomination of Unwogu.
Yes, sure.
But he's a member of your party.
No, forget about membership of the party. What happens is competence.
Okay.
Competence. If you read my letter, I said, while I will avoid engaging in this, that the point is that who is representing you? When you talk about somebody being an excellency, I said, how excellent is your excellency? Can he stand the test of time? Can he stand a boardroom where so many people with a lot of experiences, knowledge are speaking? We have somebody who will go there and be sharing drinks for others. We want to have somebody who will see the NDDC as an association and assembly of equal states and equal representation. We don't need inferior. Abia is not inferior to any state and cannot place a confidence to any state.
Okay, what are the qualities of a competent representative at the NDDC?
You must be sound knowledge of what you are doing. One, you must also have the capacity and integrity and personality that can withstand any other person outside there. You must have a negotiating and boardroom political capacity to get to be a go-getter. Let him tell you first. We want to know from his record what he has achieved within the period he was said to have represented earlier.
All right, Honorable Donatus Wankwa, APC chairman in Abia State. Thank you very much for being part of the program this morning. We do appreciate your time.
My son, I hope you're not going to kill any lion today.
Okay. You're speaking with Michael. Samson is the producer of the program.
Okay,
Thank you very much. We do appreciate your time. All right. A lot of issues as it concerns NDDC, and Mr. President is calling for audit, that the books should be checked. Let's go straight into the conversation now. Chief Rafe, thank you very much for being patient. Of course, you're from Ukwa West, an oil-rich producing community of Abia State. Has NDDC lived up to its responsibility, in your opinion?
Well, the truth must be said. I am not impressed by the performance of that body. The president was properly briefed on this matter. I had his language or his words, and his words were very appropriate. He said some degree of funds have been pumped in, but he has not been able to see a corresponding development in terms of training, in terms of infrastructural turnaround. Not that they have not done one or two things.
Okay.
I have a few examples, but the expectation is that what we need in Niger Delta is far bigger than what we have seen. This is the cash point of the nation, So I will expect that if there is a place you find all-round development, it should be in that region. Like you have seen the core mandate. What is the core mandate? It said train and educate the youth. I'm a believer in human capital development. Some countries in the world, Scandinavian nations, they are doing well with very excellent per capita capital rating.
Okay.
And they don't have minerals. Japan does not have oil. It doesn't have this. But when you train your manpower, and that is what it means there. When you train doctors, I have said it today. We are talking people. I know people who are still dying. As I'm talking, I have somebody who is being held in a hospital because they cannot pay 180,000 naira for operation. He has only been able to raise through friends and relations 40,000. Where would the rest come from? So basic issues of training and then infrastructure in key areas. When you say infrastructure, because sometimes we talk of infrastructure development, everybody is talking about only road. And I've told them, if we do classical economics and development, roads, what the economists call roads, and some of them are social infrastructure. So human capital development tied to key areas, education tied to health.
So the question now we should be asking now, you said that the commission has not been able to live up to its responsibility in your opinion. The question we should be asking is, where are the funds earmarked, the huge resources earmarked by the federal government on a yearly basis? Where are they diverted to? Contracts awarded, and a lot is being said to be a lot of money being chunked out of them and being dished out on a yearly basis for the commission.
Okay, let me answer it this way. Let me answer it so the thoughts can be streamlined. First of all, what the president wants to do is good. We must commend President Buhari, and there is a statement I want to make here which has been in my mind. Remove ethnic and religious push, Buhari could emerge the best president. These are some of the germane, these are some of the issues that should be at the heart of democracy. Action and then stewardship. So there is no magic about it. And I'm not calling it investigation. The party chairman there, my good friend, Chief Donato, is talking of investigation. He is talking of forensic audit, which means let's reassess and know whether what we are doing is right or wrong, what went wrong and what is different from investigation. I don't see it as punitive, and I don't want to see it as punitive, but I want to see it as within the confines of right democratic action. Let's find out, this is something we set up, is it working, is it not working? So if I take that pedestal or that platform, I could say that two things are wrong.
Okay.
One is the concept. This is a place that produces 90% of, or about, let's be charitable, 70% of the national wealth. I expect that beginning from my area to some other places up to some parts of Ondo, you should have some of the best classical development you can find. In terms of what? Like I said, first, the social, what do I call it? Social factors like good roads, very good roads, good hospitals, industrialization, big city.
Chief Raf, I really want us to highlight the problems here now. Yeah. You heard Mr. Donato say that it's a problem of misrepresentation.
It's beyond representation. That is why you should allow me.
Go ahead.
I told you, I say, well, I want to discuss it. I don't like endpoint reactions.
All right.
It's more than one man.
Go ahead.
It's more than we should. They are talking about representation because it borders on contract. And what will fall out, who is nearer to me. So that is not my approach to proper development. My approach is that we look at the structure and say what is wrong. That will determine what we do if truly we want to. So if the view is to change Niger Delta and bring good roads and bring something, what the president is doing, yes, is good. We set it up to do that. But that is why I said I want to see a much more bigger thing. Niger Delta should be developed by the federal government through a Marshall Plan. So it's not something of who is representing or who is not representing. But if we would take Niger Delta the way it is today, that is having Niger Delta Commission, then let the blueprints be out. Chief Oyemogochukwu's tenure tried to do what was supposed to be done. Let the vision be clear. Until the picture is clear, you can't run. What is the picture? So Chief Oyemogochukwu era, I've forgotten the tenure. They tried to come up with what is called a Marshall Plan that would have looked at mapping of the area and say what should be where. So because there is no central vision, everybody is doing higher. So it is now leading to things we don't want, which means somebody will come and say, okay, we do water hyacinth, and then you put 9 billion to clear water hyacinth, and he collects the money and gives to his brother, and they carry canoe and go there and dig some ground, and then 9 point something disappear. So structure is important. That's why I don't want to bother myself about too much of representation. Very important, though. Okay. But if you have a bigger vision, and then that will lead to streamlining how you make the choice. It's also wrong for the president, or like was happening before, for the governor to stay and put one of his cronies. All the struggles are because of the process of everyone trying to put his crony. I've never had them, the Nigerian system, say let's return to Okwa West and let the Okwa West meet and decide who will serve on that commission. But everybody is struggling. Because you are struggling, you want to put your surrogate. And when you put your surrogate, you do not determine white elephant projects on which you throw billions. So the vision must be clear. It's not just a question. If we want to restructure, let's this part of the forensic audit. I will advise the president include looking at the structure, looking at the nomination process. For such a body, nomination of membership should go beyond partisan interest.
Yeah, I was coming to that too. I was
so about to put that question to you. Let those who are affected directly be able to gather and say, with their traditional rulers, with leaders of thought like us, to say, this is the man, irrespective of party.
So it should nomination of those that will represent the state on that board should be from the oil producing area.
That's right. Let the people meet through their they have is it clan unions or town unions? Let them sit with the traditional, aggregate their views and put up names, 3 names.
Do you think that way they will be able to highlight the problems? I mean, to tackle the problems highlighted by the clans that you've talked about?
Certainly the clans have been highlighting, but the problem is that the processes for nomination are often hijacked. Before now it was the governors, and the governors will look for one amiable character, and then you put it there. And then together they discuss what level of what kind of contract that has no relevance.
Even if that is done, Chief Rafi, do you think it's going to solve the problem of projects that are not up to standard being done by those awarded to and the likes?
Let the people own the representation. If that is the issue, let the people own it. They know how to deal with their own. Let us own it. Let it be that he didn't come. What they are quarreling, even what they are struggling, if I tell you what they are struggling now, you see that is why let the forensic search include what they are struggling now is powers within the APC. It was like that in PDP. There are certain interests, you know the interest. It doesn't matter whether they're infantile or mature or whatever. You see political interest galvanizing around interest outside the communities. So it has been like that, whether in Abia, whether in Delta, and that is why you see there are least development. People go there and then you take. The president was up there. You say you see what do you call that yellow sand? Soil, topsoil.
The brown mud soil.
And they come and they pour 1 inch, not even that. Is it asphalt? They don't pour asphalt. They carry, what do you call it, gravel. And then ram it through, and then they run away.
Is it like that in your local government?
Yeah, you can't do some of the roads they said they did, even 2 to 5 years, 10, you can't find any. Because except few, 1 or 2, yes.
And they are not of standard.
They are not of standard.
What as the community, what have they been able to do to
we've written, where would you see them? You write to the president, you write to the ministry, you say you want to have an audience with them, nobody will reply you. They come to here to Abia State, for instance. The governors and the powerful people will hijack them. It becomes a state affair. The guys come here on Jamboree, talk and go. The problem still continues. The powerful buccaneers and businessmen taking over.
What we have on ground, it looks like the governor of the state does not even have a say on who will be on that board.
We're not talking of today. It didn't start today. This board, this NDDC was created from Umpadek in 2000. It was created in year 2000. So it's not like it started today. PDP had their own share. So I'm talking like a statesman. There was a time it was only PDP that were nominated. So it became a job for the boys. And I'm saying that such a critical establishment, remember that I've said in addition that I would have expected the federal government to take up responsibility. But if we must go with the current destiny, then it means that we look at the structure and structure of nomination of persons into the board. Not even the president. It should be such that we can say the chairman belongs to Delta, let the core areas that own the meet and then submit names. 3.
In a situation where we have problems like this in NDDC, the quality of the projects carried out by the board, by the contractors, what should be the role of the state government?
If the state government is real, if it's noble in objective, it should work with them to say what the problems are. This way you avoid omissions and duplications. There's nothing wrong in their sitting down, meeting with the citizens, not staying in their state capitals and writing what they need. There's nothing wrong in helping. Say, okay, we will use our experts in the Ministry of Health, in the Ministry of to say you require higher institution, look at what it should be. But we will take precedence to say, look at where you locate, look at we want hospitals that are international. We want industry. I'm beginning to say our nation and that zone should be talking industrialization. We need industrialization. All right. Talking. We need industrialization.
Well,
we need health facilities. We need our boys to be trained in the best of the professions. And we have the money. So let the money be deployed. But you have to work in real concert with those who own it.
Okay.
Because part of the bane of Nigerian society has been this dictation of what you feel. There's nothing wrong if it's a global view of what should be. But there must be interaction with the local population. Direct one, not those you feel will answer you yes. We'll dialogue and then in the end we produce a blueprint.
Well, it is the Monday edition of the program, The Platform, right here on FLO 94.9 FM. This wonderful Monday, 21st of October 2019. And we're taking a look at the activities of the NDDC, especially as it concerns Abia, and of course as it concerns the other oil-producing states in this country. Taking a look at the president's recent order that there should be a forensic audit of the operations of the Niger Delta Development Commission from 2001 to 2019 due to the persistent criticisms of the operations of the commission. I know you have something to say, and of course it is time for you to call and contribute. We want to hear you. What is your opinion? What do you think it is the right thing the president has ordered, or do you think it should be otherwise? And what is your reactions? What are your reactions, rather, as it concerns the quality of the NDDC projects in your community? We want to hear from you this morning. And what should be the way forward? 0808 182 6949, 0811 605 2949. You can also drop messages on 0906 510 8289. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Yeah, my name is Wakwe Chidebe. Edara Febu.
Wakwe, how are you?
I didn't know my Sunday was a
Evolochi.
I have Bolachi Unuakwan.
I dear Kaka.
Oh, my Kamala Gesa. Come back with your summer candozo, Nona Okua. Mike, yes, I know you don't understand Igbo. I'm greeting my elder.
Okay, it's okay. You have 50 seconds now.
No
Thank
problem.
you.
Yes,
all right.
About the NDDC project in Abia State, if I am to say, to be honest with you, it's nothing to write home about. But my problem is this. Yes, the governors of the Niger Delta State have gone to make a case with the presidency over the deployable road of the southeast and south. But the problem is this, my brother.
It's not about road; it's about infrastructure and some other issues as it concerns NDDC. Yes, the core mandate of the commission.
You will not see a politician who will now lobby for his company to be given the contract. There shall be job. Look at this Ozakoli road to Alai Ibere road. It was NDDC project, and it was a particular senator now who took the project with his own company, go to that road. It's not up to 1 year that road was reconstructed. It was not a palliative work. It was a total reconstruction that was done on that road. Go there, it's totally impassable. Look at Obereni Road. It is an NDDC project. You can imagine in a place like Obereni, they are using, what do you call it now? These bricks to build the road, leaving the important things that are meant to be used for the road. Do you understand me? The truth is this: the problem is not from OKZ Bazo government today. They have tried all their possible best, and let us have it back of mind that the presidency, which is APC,
all right, quickly wrap up your thoughts. Your time is up.
Other state as an opposition cannot be able to have such power.
All
like
right.
an NDDC's state.
Thank you very much. You have 50 seconds. I need to reiterate that again so that we can allow others. Good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning, Michael.
Yes, welcome. What's your name?
Good morning, Doc.
Good morning. Good morning.
It's Alvan. I'm calling you from Denver.
Alvan, how are
You're
you?
welcome, Alvan.
And I agree with you 100%, Doc. All your submissions are very correct. President Buhari should go beyond this forensic audit. The structure of this NDDC should be reviewed. It's like a kind of a settlement. The party will nominate, or this person will nominate his loyalists and the rest of them. So if they really want to use NDDC to develop the people producing that have this wealth, it should go there should be industrialization, youth empowerment, human capacity development to be the first, and they will really mean it. It shouldn't be on paper alone, because it's almost on paper. So if they want to restructure NDDC so that it will actualize their set objectives beyond the auditing.
Okay, thank you very much, Alvan. Good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning. Welcome.
Thank you. Ugonna Eric from Omode and Olokoro here.
You're welcome, Ugonna.
Thank you. First of all, the structure needs to be looked into. Secondly, we have a duplicity of projects. The FEMA, Niger Delta Commission, military, and then NDDC itself. Then you have local government, states, and all this kind of thing. We don't need all these things, honestly. What we need is a functional organ of government, either state or federal or local, that is saddled with responsibilities of either roads, water, schools, or whatever is situated in a particular state. Then there should be a supervising agency collaborating with the local authorities, either the chiefs or the liaisons or whoever, to oversee this work. And it must be town-bound. And then the duration of the thing must be, the amount for the contract must be clear. And then you award, and then somebody monitors, and then said, between this and the 3 months, 4 months, 10 months, 6 months, 1 year. You don't just begin to appoint people to board of this, the board of that. People say we have commissioned, we are still a bush. They say they've done, and then those who have sat in that board before now, who have functioned in that NDDC, how many of them have been questioned? How many have been prosecuted? How many have been jailed?
Okay, quickly wrap up your thought, please.
So we must take a holistic look of overhauling the NDDC, whether it is still relevant or we scrap one for the other. We can't have Niger Delta Commission, have NDDC, have FEMA, have others and others, all doing nothing. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning, Michael.
Yes, good morning. What's your name?
I'm calling from Umar.
You're welcome.
Thank you. God bless you.
God bless you, sir. Let me tell you, Mike, I've visited Okwa West in particular and East, and I still believe what the man in the studio has said. If you go to Okwa, and if you travel even to Bayelsa, go to all these villages in Bayelsa, River State, Ogoni village, you cry for this Niger Delta state. It is very, very unfortunate that the desired development that they are yearning for is not there. It's not there. And moreover, I blame government of the day when it comes to awarding contracts. You see them using contract to compensate people instead of calling people from the regional area that has been producing oil to do the contract. Like the one that your first caller said that just go there and supervise and look at what is happening. And secondly, the most annoying part of it is that they will award contract, and the government of the day that are supposed to supervise what's going and what is happening to the contract will never go there. Because if it has been that the Mr. President has sent the delegates to visit the awardees contracts, all these things won't be happening. And I agree with your last caller that said that we should overhaul or whatever. And if you overhaul any prasata,
thank you very much. Your time is up.
A lot of people that are working there.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Michael.
You're welcome.
Good morning, my honorable doctor.
Thank you. I'm with you.
I remember one of your callers, Mr. Swag Friendswell.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
If I'm a sheep, if I'm a fish,
I will swallow hook, stick, liner and sinker on the statement by the president. There's supposed to be a very thorough breast cleaning of NDDC. To start with, I have some projects in my community here in Opo, most importantly in my own backyard, NDDC water project. As I'm talking to you now, that scheme has gone moribund. We have some roads in Opo being done by NDDC. Most of them have not been done properly, and a good chunk of money has been earmarked for it. Now, my advice to the presidency: let it not be a flash on a pan. If they are telling us that they are going to have a forensic overlook or overview of what they have done, let them bring a very big investigative panel that they should look into the project of NDDC nationwide. It is one thing to say on television or on air, then another thing is to carry it out. Make sure that they have a very definitive panel that will look into the activities of NDDC. That's my thing. May God bless you, my brothers.
All right, thank you very much. 0808-182-6949, 0811-605-2949, 0808-182-6949, 0811-605-2949. It's time for you to speak up. Let's hear your opinion about the NDDC project, the need to overhaul or forensic audit. What do you think? Good morning to you.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Yes, good morning. What's your name?
My name is Etini.
Okay, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Akwa Ibom.
Okay, you're welcome.
Thank you. So all I've said about what the doctor said is actually true. Because if you come to my state now, there are some schools that NDDC actually built. But if you come there now, the windows are hanging down. The whole block is just scattered. And even water projects, duplications of projects everywhere. So I support what the president is actually saying, that there should be a forensic audit of even those in the panels or even those in that will make up the board of this NDDC cabinet.
Okay.
In all the states. And it should also include people that are from the grassroots who actually know what we need. Because this is a Nigerian country, so you cannot compare our part to Norway that has the same point that we have, but we can't boast of anything. So this NDDC should aid the state government to also establish good projects and infrastructure development that will help to show that, yes, that this is an oil-rich zone. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much, all the way from Akwa Ibom State. Well, Chief Raf, it is time to wrap up things here. Your final opinion before we call it a day on the program.
Well, I said the stewardship review investigation is good. Let it be thorough and let it produce remarks that will lead to better development of that region.
Especially as it concerns your local government. I know you're very passionate about your local government.
That's
Okwa
right.
West.
Okwa West has suffered a lot. And, I want to see them kickstart better actions.
Okay. Let the conversation continue on our various social media platforms. On Facebook, it's facebook.com/FLO949FM. On Twitter, it's at FLO949FM. And of course, you can watch the repeat broadcast of this program on our YouTube page. It's youtube.com/FLO949FM. Subscribe and of course follow FLO FM TV rather. Subscribe, of course, and follow our numerous programs on that platform. Do have yourself a wonderful, wonderful Monday ahead. A wonderful week is also what I wish you. I want to really appreciate Chief Raf Ebu. He's a journalist. I don't know if you're still a journalist, Chief.
It's my profession.
Okay, and of course, a former secretary to Abia State Government and former commissioner for information. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Many thanks to the producer of the program, Samson Eze. My name is Michael Oni. Do have yourself a wonderful Monday.